Key for Searching Hidden Things, Part 3 of Historical Events. And Pharaoh called Joseph's name Zaphnath-Paneah, which means revealer of hidden things, among other meanings. Genesis 41, verse 45. Key for searching out hidden things, an amazing key that points the way. R equals the radius of a circle whose circumference equals the perimeter of the base of the Great Pyramid of Giza. The altitude of Giza equals R, the radius of that circle. R locates the capstones. Giza has many missing stones that form the capstone. That's the Key of Giza. 4b equals 2 pi r. The Key of Giza, discovered by Charles Piazzi Smythe and John Taylor about 1850 AD. The Key of Giza, where r equals the distance to the capstone if all capstones were in place. So you have 4b, 4 sides of the Great Pyramid, and r equals the altitude of that pyramid. So 4b equals 2 pi r, and r equals 2b over pi, and pi is 3.1415. It is he, God, that sitteth upon the circle of the earth. Isaiah 40, verse 22. It's a key to finding stones forming the capstone. Perimeter of the base equals the circumference of a circle. 4b equals 2 pi r. That's the Key of Giza. Now the altar of Ebenezer upon the stone of Abel was an ancient historic altar. It's a bound stone, a marker stone. Now when the Philistines took God's holy ark, the lords of the 5 cities decided they better return it because they were having so many problems. So they fastened 2 cows that had just calved, and a cow won't leave her calves normally. So they fastened them to a cart, a new cart, and put the holy ark on the new cart. And the cows brought the holy ark to the altar of Ebenezer upon the stone of Abel. The altar then has Beth-Shemesh ruins in the side of it as they go down across the base of this triangle to the Solomonic temple. Now Beth-Shemesh ruins are too small for 50,070 men, even if you stack them up like cordwood and put their wives in there and their children in there and the dogs and cats. They couldn't do it. So 1 Samuel 6:19 says that 50,070 men of Beth-Shemesh. It's talking about a baseline B equals 50,070 cubits when the altitude R to the capstone equals 31,875 cubits. R is pointing the way. In the particular case of 50,070 cubit baseline, it points to Beth-Zur ruins, the cliff house. Now, the altar of Ebenezer, which is the key for locating things, is located upon the stone of Abel. And you have the roads. This map now shows the road to Hebron in the lower right, and then 3 roads to Jerusalem, and then the south pointing road to Askelon, and the west pointing road to Kiryat Gat. Now if you go down the road from Kiryat Gat toward Hebron and take a left on the road to Zechariah, and just before you get to Zechariah, you go up the hill on the left, past Sidat Micah to the top of the hill, and you make a sharp bend to the left. And there used to be a storage tank there. I don't know if it's still there or not. Then to the dip in the road, past that, and you stop there and you go through the fence, barbed wire fence there, you duck through it, and you climb to the top of the hill. And that top of the hill turns out to be the altar of Ebenezer upon the stone of Abel. Now, if you walk downhill from there, going southwest, you come to the cliff, the face of the cliff, and you see you're standing upon this humongous cliff looking down to people that look like ants at the lower level. Now, the altar of Ebenezer atop the stone of Abel was visited 10 February 1985. It's a witness. It tells you a pillar for a sign and for a witness unto the Lord of hosts. Isaiah 19, verse 19 and 20. And we show here the altar of Ebenezer upon the stone of Abel, the two concentric circles of stone with a little pile of stones in the center. It's a bound stone. It's a marker. This bound stone establishes a baseline essential for locating the hiding place of the Holy Ark of the Covenant called Lord and Lord of Hosts. Now, wait a minute. We have the stone of Abel, a mountain of rock. See 1 Samuel 6:18, and the altar of Ebenezer is described in 1 Samuel 7:12. The altar of Ebenezer upon the stone of Abel is shown in the upper left, and then the altar before the Solomonic temple is in the upper right of this triangle. And the point of the triangle, the tip of R, is on Beth Zur ruins. It's probably the cliff house on the side of the cliff. It's finding the stones by applying the key, 1 Samuel 6:19. Therefore, if baseline B equals 50,070 cubits, then the altitude R to the capstone equals 31,875 cubits. R is pointing the way. The altar of Ebenezer is shown here again, and the altar before the Solomonic temple is on the right of this triangle, and Beth Zur, the home of the rock, is on the bottom or the apex of the triangle. So you can see how the temple complex fits in and how you can identify where the altar is before the temple.